Tauruses, happy January 2018. Hope you guys are doing well. Really quickly, just want to say thank you so much for your patience. I am growing a Taurus right now, so my 3-month morning sickness was really just me. Like, you can tell this baby was just hungry all the time. Even when we did an ultrasound, she was constantly putting her hands to her mouth, and she was just very shy away from the camera, which is just, to me, just screams Taurus. So I've been super happy because I don't know too many Tauruses, but funny enough, these 3 months I've been off, I've still been doing in-person readings, and I swear to God, out of this one event I went to, out of the 8 readings I did, 5 of them were about Tauruses. Like, Tauruses are definitely going through something. It's bothering other people 100%. Like, I don't know what it is about the Taurus energy that is just bothering other people. Case in point, this Taurus baby was bothering my mornings, you know, like my 3 months. Like, so I don't know what's going on. I'm excited to tap into, your guys' energy and see what's going on because, yeah, what is going on, Taurus? I know 2018 is going to be a huge focus on relationships. It's all about illumination, inspiration, devotion, friendship, partnership. Yeah, Tauruses have been doing some rest at home, some rest with family, putting some space up between other people, not speaking their truth. And I think that's where a lot of the animosity from the other signs are coming from. Either Tauruses have finally opened up and they're speaking their truth and they're coming out of their shell, or they're not. And it has something to do with a water female type sign, somebody who has a lot of emotional blockers. Ooh, a bunch of cards just popped out. Sacrificing the greed, sacrificing the focus on power, on finances, on wealth, on baggage, especially emotional baggage, taking a sacrifice. So spending some time alone in rest mode has really upset this water sign because they feel completely slighted. They feel like you've completely put up a wall when it comes to them. And that they're just focused on their emotions of it because you're not there to emotionally fulfill their needs. You're not there to ground them because Tauruses are so grounding, right? And I think that they really need that. So they're just so emotional about it because you're not there for them. But you know that you have to make the sacrifice. Something happened where you're like, I need to just focus on myself right now, focus on work, focus on wealth, focus on getting my stuff together, focus on getting my positivity back, and focus on everything being fixed. So you've been kind of arrogant when it comes to yourself right now and doing what you need to do. And that is really bothering this water sign. This water sign is just like, they feel like you didn't really think about this decision to focus more on yourself and on your finances and on your positivity and make a sacrifice. They feel like it was just like chance, that you just flipped a coin and you were like, no, this is what I want to do, so this is what I'm going to do. They think that you didn't actually think it through, and I think that's what's actually bothering them. It's time to iron that out, and that's really going to help with your positivity. I know sometimes for a Taurus, stubborn is your keyword, and you feel like you kind of have to juggle your power with other people, especially within relationships, and you can feel kind of dumb when it comes to juggling your power with other people. You feel like people take your power away from you, and you're so grounded to recognize that, especially when it comes to financial power. You're so grounded to and headstrong that you recognize that, whereas an emotional water sign can't really acknowledge that, so they're just grasping at anything. It may seem like they're taking money from you, but they're just trying to get any energy from you whatsoever, because they're like, if you're so focused on your finances and on your power and on your wealth and on your home base and your foundation building, then I'm just going to try and take from there because that's going to get your attention. But really, they just need some emotional strength from you, and they just need some emotional attention. So it's time to iron that out because there's a lot of wrinkles with this person. And the longer you sit at home just resting on it and not acknowledging it, the more wrinkles are going to come in and the harder it's going to be to iron it out. So January 2018 Tauruses, all about figuring that out, not taking a standstill when it comes to that partnership, to that relationship. You did make a karmic promise to them, a soul promise to them that you would be there for them. So they want you, they're cashing in. They're like, come on, you promised me. You're taking from me. You're forcing me to have to change. You're forcing my freedom to be on the line. There's just so much stuff that has to be ironed out. See, this card just wanted to come out, but then was forced back in and then face down. So something you haven't acknowledged. This is not where you're at, Taurus. The happy family, the everything taken care of, especially financially, everybody having their power, everybody having their peace, everybody just being able to say what they want to say without spitting fire and just kind of rising from the ashes of the past. It's not there. So it's time to just get back to that place because the family is just not doing well, okay? And it's really just because of a power struggle and you holding on to your power, even though subconsciously you know that it's time to make a sacrifice and to just let go, because it is a lot easier to let go than to hold on, okay? So that is what your subconscious just wanted to say, but now I'm going to force the cards. Let's see, Taurus, January 2018. Thank you. So that was what your subconscious needed you to hear right away. Now let's see what the theme of this reading is all about. So you have been giving a lot to family and friends. Just not in the right way or in the right spot. So I think the reason why this one water female type sign is so emotional is because they see you giving out so freely emotionally in other areas, but then when it comes to them, you're like, no, I'm just going to hold my power here and you can't, and I refuse to let go and I refuse to make the sacrifices for you. So they see that you've been having some fun as well, drinking maybe a little bit more. Tauruses, they love wine. I was just reading something about a Taurus at Christmas and it's them just drinking all the wine. So coming into that, drinking a little bit more, giving a lot emotionally, there was a change that came in that probably didn't feel good. It shifted everything. And at the end of the day, it is for the best. It may not feel like it, but it is for the best. You are getting to a place of prominence, a place of being able to just sort of stand on your own and do what you need to do and feel confident and feel stable and feel completely abundant. But you've just been spending a lot of time alone, looking for support from your family and friends. And you've been putting out a lot of positivity in that aspect when it comes to family and friends and spending time alone. And new feelings are coming in that are forced in, that are completely transforming your empowerment at home. It's all going to work out well. It is all going to work out well. But it's really time to get clear on your finances and what you want, because you're starting fresh, okay? You're starting fresh when it comes to your power, and it may feel like you're tangled in a lot, but you're actually not. You can smooth out those tangles. You can really figure it out, and then you're going to be able to give, not just give emotionally, but give financially a lot more, and it's going to be balanced, and you won't be worrying so much about your finances, especially when it comes to the finances of some younger people in your life, a fire sign, a water sign, and then an older fire type sign, okay? And your reputation, your strength, your nurturing, it's all going to come back in. Possibility of a mate coming in. But yeah, that's the theme, okay? So let's see what's going on, Taurus. So new work, okay? New energy, new work, new energy, new growth, new action. That's what's going on. That's the situation. So either this new work came in that feels like a lot, feels like you kind of have to like bleed out for it. And maybe that's why you've been doing a lot more rest at home, because you're just so drained from this new work. And that's why this water sign is like, what's going on? You've just been so focused on work, Why don't you let go and focus on your relationship with them? This new work, yeah, it's time to metaphorically turn the mirror inward, okay? Otherwise, this new work is coming in January 2018, okay? New work, that's the situation. The obstacle and the aid to this new work is to let go, to move on, to make a change, to build a bridge and get over it. Stop focusing on the emotional lack. Stop focusing on what you don't have. Start focusing on what you do have, because Taurus, you have a lot. If this water sign is vying for your attention, vying for your emotional support, then you at least have one person that loves you enough and cares about you enough that says, you know, this work that you're doing, or this greed aspect that you're in right now, where you're just focused on your finances and your wealth and your money and your power, is not suitable or fueling them, then that's enough to recognize that you have enough and build a bridge, move on, okay? Time to let go, time to move forward, okay? Taurus, build a bridge, get over it, move forward. Subconsciously, there's somebody here. This person is very much focused on their finances, to the point where, like, I feel like this person is the reason why you feel like you have to be so hoarding and why you have to hold on to your power so tightly, because this person had kids. It's probably a parent or a grandparent, an ancestor that is feeding your subconscious to the point where it's affecting your ability to move forward in your work, in your action, because this person had a lot of kids that, you know, were around, but they were still so focused on their power. They never gave you what this water sign is asking you to give them. So it seems like maybe you're just recreating these patterns from your childhood, or from your mother, or from your ancestor, or grandmother, without even realizing it. It's subconscious, so you haven't acknowledged it. It's time to just bring it to the surface and say, hey, maybe my mom was so focused on her power and her wealth and her finances that she couldn't move on, that she had to stay where she wasn't happy, instead of going forward. And that's what I'm doing now. So build a bridge, move on, recognize that you have way too much to be just focusing on what you don't have. Way too much. It's really not fair. And recognizing that in this person is the first step, because this person who's in your subconscious, time to look at the mirror. We can't acknowledge things in other people unless we have it ourselves. Okay? Thinking that you want to get here. Thinking that you want to just be, you know, fiery, action-oriented, abundant, so abundant that you don't even have to work that hard. You can put up some space between you and work. You're on a higher level. And also marriage. Stable. What does marriage symbolize? Excuse me. Also, another thing with marriage that I found pretty interesting, my husband always says it. He's like, for men especially, he was saying, at his work, the men who are married are looked at differently. He works in, like, for the city. He's like, the men who are married are looked at differently because it shows other men and other people in general that somebody can put up with them. So feeling stable and confident enough where you're not only marriage material, but do you see what I'm saying? So I'm seeing marriage as in just the status that marriage gives you, not necessarily getting married or being married, but just having that feeling of confidence based on what somebody loving you unconditionally to the point where they're going to, you know, vow to love you for the rest of your life would give somebody, okay? So that's what you're thinking. You want to get there. You want to be at a place of prominence, and that's why you're working so hard, to put yourself on a different level, okay? Manifesting hardcore, manifesting a lot of changes into your life. Everything that's been happening in your life, Taurus, is what you've brought in. However, still can't sleep. Still can't sleep, and you don't know why. You're not comfortable. You're not comfortable where you are. Time to move on. It's why you can't sleep, Taurus. You can't sleep because you're not comfortable where you are. It's time to just open your eyes to that. Open your eyes. Recognize that it's time to move on. Build a bridge and get over it. It really is as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. Saying, I refuse to give this any more energy. I've let go. I forgive. I forget. I'm moving on. It really is as simple as every time that you have that thought that brings you back to that place of lack or that place of I need to stay here, canceling it out and saying, no, I have more than enough. 2018 is all about inspiration. It's all about illumination. Like, we have such huge potential to manifest what we want, especially you, Taurus. You have the Magician's card. You can manifest exactly what you want. Stop putting up your own blockers, okay? Family and friends, all partnered up. Family and friends are all partnered up. They're doing well. They're doing well. So if you're single, Taurus, that could absolutely be your cue to you know, start looking at your family and friends, what they're doing in relationships, what you admire. If you are in a relationship, same thing. If your relationship, especially with this water sign, is not fueling you the way that you would like it to, and you don't know how to move forward, look at your family and friends. They are in partnerships too. They can look at you and give you advice, something that maybe you can't see yourself. Ask for help. It'll strengthen your relationship with your family and friends, and it will give you kind of like a little bit of an ego shake. It'll kind of take a little bit of the edge off, where it's like, you know, you can ask for help without it damaging your ego. Hope and fear is to build something and to be admired for it and to admire what other people have built and to give them their credits, give them what they're due. Okay? Because it feels like a slippery slope. It feels like if you were to give that person that benefit to say you've worked hard, you've done well, that you're gonna trip, that it's gonna slip you up in some way. No, what we put out there comes back threefold. So if you just never heard it growing up that you're doing well, or you just haven't told yourself enough that you're doing well, that's why you feel stuck, because you don't realize your worth and that you actually are doing very well. You hope to acknowledge that, and you hope that other people acknowledge that in you, but there's also a fear there. So that has to be 100% acknowledged and cleared, okay, Taurus? Last card. Your thoughts. Taking control of your thoughts. Gaining control of your thoughts. First step is recognizing that you are this person already. Okay? You are totally this person already. You are confident. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are deserving. You are on another level. You are, you know, abundant. You work hard. You're well dressed. You come across very nicely. You've grown a lot. You've transformed a lot. You have a positive reputation. You have a positive status. You're lovable. You're worthy. Tauruses rule the second house of value and self-worth. So they really struggle with that. And a lot of the times their possessions and their money is directly related to their self-worth. So walking away from a job or walking away from power or security is very, very difficult for a Taurus. But if you're staying somewhere where you're not getting the power or security or the self-worth that you need to feel confident, then there's no point. It just cancels it out. So walking away from security actually ends up giving you emotional security. Okay? Because guess what, Taurus? Change is coming. Change is coming. I think you're getting a new job. I think you're getting a new job, Taurus. I think January is going to be kind of like, okay, I'm not putting up with this anymore. Not putting up with the energy I've been putting out there, not getting anything back. I think you're getting a new job. Just gain control of your thoughts first. Gain control of what you've been thinking about, what you've been feeling about, what you've been saying to yourself. You're only hurting yourself with the negative self-talk. If you wouldn't say it to a friend, don't say it to yourself. You know, I was just doing a reading yesterday and this person labeled themselves as a cheater, and it just like, it hurt me where I'm just like, how can you say that about yourself? Like, you would never say that to anybody else, not to their face. yet you're going to label yourself that. If you wouldn't say it to anybody else, don't say it to yourself. Taurus, I really, really hope that this reading helped, because like I said, I've been getting a lot of readings for Taurus. I'm about to have a Taurus, so I resonate that much more. Lately, I've been surrounded by Tauruses who I feel have been struggling just a little bit with relationships, because of course I wouldn't be drawing in Tauruses unless there's something that I have that they need, and I'm a Libra and an 11, so that's all about working with other people. Relationships 2018 are going to be a huge focus. It's time to just clear them. It's so much easier to just, you know, suck up the pride and say, whatever, you're right. I hurt you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And then forgive yourself. Even if you don't think that you hurt somebody, there should be somebody in your life, especially someone very emotional, who you know that you need to kind of make amends with. It's time. And I think that once you gain power there within that relationship, it's going to be a lot easier to suck up your pride and walk away when it comes to a job that is not fulfilling for you, or an action or an energy that is not fulfilling for you, and walk away and get what you want, because change is coming, okay? And you might as well be the one who's controlling that, right? Like, have some sense of control when it comes to the change that is coming. So instead of getting fired, you can quit and say, you know what? Screw you. I've been mistreated enough. Goodbye. I don't deserve this, okay? Taurus, love you guys so much. Have an amazing January 2018. Please feel free to send me a personal email. My email is below, and we can do a personal reading. I always include 100% astrology and numerology, so I'll let you know how 2018 is affecting your life. I'll let you know how the planets are affecting your life right now, what you can do with that, and then we'll get really deep in your subconscious. Another thing I should mention is I always do video readings. So they're a reading that you can watch as many times as you want in the comfort of your own home. And yeah, we'll have some fun. So I will talk to you, Tauruses, soon, and have an amazing January 2018. Love you guys. Bye.